Welcome to Tools for Teens, where the smart get smarter. Today we talk about the ethical use of AI, and the topic is, so what if AI does my homework? Let's get into it.
Welcome to Tools for Teens, and today's lesson is titled, So What If AI Does My Homework? My answer is easy and simple. At the beginning of each year, I just tell my teenagers, listen, how about you get your mom to do your homework just throughout your 12 years of school? And they get it. It's obvious that you become dependent, you become an unattractive human being because you're just useless to society, and people can smell when you don't know what you're talking about. So my answer to them is try it. Try and let AI do your homework for you and see where you end up. And that solves the problem. So the real question is, when do I give AI specific tasks to do? My answer starts with Lev Vygotsky, the brilliant psychologist that came up with this idea of the zone of proximal development. Now, that's just a beautiful way of saying there's this area in which something is not too hard or too easy for you, and that's where you learn stuff. Because if it's too easy, it's just boring. But if it's too hard, you give up. So, zone one is what they call the comfort zone. So, here you can see this is where you just sit back and relax, and there's no real cognitive effort necessary. And then zone three, the red one, is the impossible zone. Now, zone two, that's the zone of proximal development. And my philosophy at this moment, which might change in the future, is that for zone one, the things that I can do with my eyes closed, I just let AI automate that like crazy. That's my opinion. For the things that are outside of my competencies, for example, coding software, this is not something that I aspire to do one day. I don't necessarily feel like I want to become a software developer. So that's where I get AI to do the heavy lifting for me. Now, I want you to be attentive to where your zone two is, because that is where the learning takes place. And that is where you don't want to just give AI everything. This is where you want to engage cognitively, and you want to stretch yourself a little bit, but not, just delegate the task. I think a good litmus test for this is ELI 5. Now, if you don't know what this means, it stands for explain like I'm five. Okay, so if you have the ability to explain something to somebody like they're 5 years old, that means that you've pretty much mastered the skill. If you can't do that yet, you're still in zone two. You're not in zone one yet. Okay. Now, I can't take credit for the ELI 5 idea. This is Richard Feynman, the brilliant physicist, that basically told you one of the best ways to learn something is to teach it to somebody else. So, one last idea that I want to leave with you is the fact that things are moving very quickly, and I want to empower you to use AI ethically and efficiently to make your life better and to make the world a better place. What you can see here is that human ability is on the one hand and AI ability is on the other hand. And what happens is when those two areas merge, you start getting this magical zone where you can start doing things that you normally depended on experts to do for you. This has never been in the history of mankind been possible. Okay. And what you can see here is the better you as a human get, the more you move towards 100%, and the more AI moves to 100%, because AI is also getting better by the minute. Okay. The bigger that zone becomes. And what you can see is the more this zone increases, the less dependent you are on an expert. Now, I experienced this firsthand with software development, for example. I'm I'm now capable and able to do more and more development on my own because of AI and also my learning that is taking place. So, because I'm open to learning and I'm improving myself, I'm very quickly increasing this expert ability zone in my own life. That is what I want you to do. So, how do we do this? Well, I want us to move away from the consumer zone. I don't want you to be one of these teenagers that just spends time with all of these fun little AI gimmicks and gadgets instead of creating things. Because what you can see in this graph, the more time you spend in this consumer zone, the less your outcome is at the end of the day. And I want you to be a creator. I want your outcome to skyrocket. And I want you to engage in that magic zone as much as possible because the world is moving super, super fast. If you haven't heard of the Pareto distribution, here's a crash course. If you look at the richest people in the world, like a handful of people own almost all the capital. And then you have like over 1 billion people that live on less than $1 a day. That is the Pareto distribution. And I foresee that AI is going to escalate, accelerate this distribution in various areas. One of them would be expertise. So, what's going to happen is the people that are going to be consumers are going to put in a lot of effort and not have a lot of outcome at the end of the day. But if you're smart and you engage with me in this Tools for Teens course, then I assure you your outcome is going to skyrocket with very little effort. You're going to put in 20% effort and get an 80% return on outcome if you engage with these tools correctly. So, I can't wait to upgrade your skills and turn you into a superhero. I'll see you in the next lesson. And please, don't let AI do your homework. It's not a good idea. If you feel like you're stuck in this consumer zone that we were talking about, check out the lesson on delaying instant gratification on the Tools for Teens platform. We'll see you there.